Um, great. Sorry, please just give me a moment. We will get right into it. Sorry, Tabisa, will you kindly just check your messages for me? I just want to confirm something real quick. I'm so sorry about that.
Yes, I responded. I see our guest is here.
Okay, I'm just not sure which name she is using. I can't. Oh, there we go. Oh, you're the code. Sorry. I I didn't know who the code was. All right, great. Okay, great. Let's get started. Welcome once again, everybody. My name is Jedidah, and I am this evening's host of our mental health conversations. We're so happy to have everybody here joining us for today's conversation. We are pro positive innovators. We are a group of people who believe that in a world where we are constantly given reasons to give up, constantly given reasons to not have hope that things can get better, that between us and our life stories and our journeys, we can shed some light and we can shed some hope. And so, as a collective, we come here every Thursday to speak on mental health matters and also to inquire on what God's thoughts are on what we go through and mental health and our journeys. And so this evening we will be doing the same thing, and we have a wonderful, absolutely wonderful young lady who is joining us this evening as our guest. Enhle will be telling us about her story, and she would just be sharing her light with us in the hope of encouraging somebody, in the hope of giving somebody, the hope to say, look, I can still try again. I can still overcome. There's still greatness in me, regardless of where I am, where I'm coming from, but I am able to go somewhere. So, Enke, we are so happy to have you here. If you could please do me the honor of just unmuting your mic for me, and we can get right into the conversation.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Oh my gosh, you look so pretty. I feel like, I should have done more. I feel like I should have done more, but you look absolutely amazing. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
You good? No, I'm glad to hear that. I'm really glad to hear that. So I'm just gonna quickly just let us know who Entle is, what she does, what she's all about, and we will just give Entle the opportunity to just say hi to everybody and get right into what she has for us this evening. And so, like I said, we do have Entle. She is a Miss Eco Teen South Africa 2023. She is a dancer. She is an entrepreneur. She's a philanthropist, a self and youth development advocate. And we are so excited to have you here, Enhle. So, Enhle, please do say hello to everybody.
Hi guys. Hi everyone. I am Enhle Mdakane, your Miss Eagles Teen South Africa 2023. I am interested in modeling, dancing, and I've also done other activities. But yeah, those are my interests right now. And yeah, I mean, that's me.
Thank you so much for that. Oh, you're so lovely. Thank you so much for that, Enhle. So, Enhle does have something prepared for us. Like we did post on our posters today, we will be talking about youth development and bullying. And so, I would just give Enhle the platform to deliver what she has prepared for us this evening. Enhle, over to you.
Okay. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you with a passion that burns brightly within me, a dedication to youth development and putting an end to the darkness of bullying and mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Youth is not just a phase, it's a crucial chapter in our lives that shapes our future. As young individuals, we carry great potential and dreams that deserve nurturing, support, and empowerment.
Mm-hmm.
It is our responsibility as a society to create an environment where young minds can thrive, flourish, and discover their true potential.
Mm-hmm.
Youth development is more than just a fancy catchphrase. It is a commitment to shaping the next generation of leaders, innovators, and compassionate human beings.
Mm-hmm.
It is a promise to invest in the emotional, social, and intellectual growth of our youth, allowing them to blossom into the best version of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But let us face it, this journey isn't always easy.
Mm-hmm.
In the midst of the light lingers a shadow, casting a dark cloud on the lives of many young people. Bullying, a plague, has persisted for far too long, continues to torment countless innocent hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Bullying doesn't just affect the victim, it casts a ripple effect on families, schools, and communities. It divides, isolates, breeds negativity. But let us remember that we have the power to fight this darkness with kindness, compassion, and empathy. As pageant contestants, we have a unique platform, a microphone that can amplify the voices of those who have been silenced, a spotlight that can shine the path towards a kinder and more inclusive world. Let us work together, hand in hand with schools, educators, parents, and community leaders to create safe space for where every child feels loved, accepted, and valued for who they are. Let us promote awareness about impacts of bullying and mental health. Educate and equip our youth with the tools to stand strong against adversity. Let us embrace diversity and celebrate our differences, for our uniqueness is what makes us shine. In conclusion, as Miss Eco Teen South Africa 2023 and an ambassador of eco awareness, I encourage you to save our planet with climate crisis. Protecting our environment is not an option. It is our responsibility. Let us take action for a sustainable planet. Be a champion for the environment. Reduce, reuse, recycle. It is simple yet powerful. Remember, we have the power to shape a better future for ourselves. Thank you.
Aww. That is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. My gosh. Like, I'm literally just thinking, oh, if only at your age I was so powerful, or rather, if I knew just how powerful I was and utilize the opportunities at that age. But this is absolutely amazing. I absolutely love your confidence and just what you are coming to us with. You get what I mean? Like, when you talk about bullying and you talk about how we have the responsibility and the power to change our environment and our circles, I'm like, oh my God, I wish so many young people could hear this and think that way. Like, literally, we would be changing our world. And so that is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Enhle, for your presentation. I do want us to just get a bit more into what you were sharing. You spoke about bullying and you spoke about youth development and how it's not just a fancy catchphrase, but it's really something we should work towards. And so, from you, Enhle, I know you're still in school. What has been your experience, being in school and seeing bullying, or perhaps having experienced bullying yourself? What was really the driving, force behind you saying, this is what I want to stand for? Enough of bullying. Let's put an end to it.
So I wanted to talk about bullying today. Hence, it is a big problem that mostly teenagers face, especially being in high school. And also, I can also say primary as well. But like, bullying mostly starts in high school, where kids think that they're now bigger than other kids, or basically better than other kids. That's the word, better. There's children that have that word in mind and think that the world revolves around them. And bullying is just something that is not good, because it can lead to the child actually killing themselves, committing suicide, depression, stress, and even self-harm. This is a very serious situation that people need to be in mind of, because you can't just randomly say to someone they look ugly today, or their dress doesn't fit them properly because they fat, and all those ugly words. You can't just do that. You need to be kind, because you know the saying of what goes around comes back around. If you treat someone horribly, it can come back to you. Trust, it can come back to you. Whereas when you treat someone with kindness and with respect, respect is just something we need in this world, and something that needs to happen every day. Because to earn my respect, you need to respect me. You can't just randomly think that I'll respect you when you don't respect me. It doesn't make sense. So that is what people need to be aware of, and teenagers as well, because bullying is mostly caused by teenagers, and they have that thing of growing, being a bully, and then later when they have a job and then they see someone that is better than them, now they are going to be the one bullied. So bullying is like a very serious situation that you need to take
we need to start. Yeah, it's definitely something we should be talking about more and more. And you're right, because you're not in the working space yet, but let me tell you, there's still bullying that happens even in the workspace. So you're right that it really does start, at a young age, and it starts so innocent sometimes. But to that, Enhle, why do you think, because you did talk about how other kids just will pick on how someone looks, they'll pick on how their clothes fit on them, or they'll pick on what they have and what they don't have. Why do you think kids are mean? Like, what do you think causes that, where kids just choose to be just mean to other kids?
There are a lot of reasons to why children can be mean to other kids. And so, like, it also includes where you come from. Kids may be bullies because of what happened at home. Maybe they're not treated right at home, or maybe something bad is happening at home. So they tend to take out that thinking that they will feel better by giving someone else problems that they are already facing from home. And we have some other people that bully just to make themselves look good, to tell the people that, look, I can do what it is. So they someone else. And sometimes you get people that actually laugh about this, about someone being bullied. And honestly, it's just not a great thing to do.
No, I absolutely agree with you. And, when you spoke about how often the kids bully other kids because of things that could be happening at home, that's so true, because I don't think anyone just wakes up and decides, I just want to be a horrible human being. I don't think that just happens. Sometimes it's deeper seated issues in their own hearts. It maybe they are being bullied at home. It maybe the situation at home is not very, very healthy. And speaking on bullying still, Enke, do you think that as parents, we are aware enough about how serious bullying actually is in schools? Because we hear about it, but you as a student, who sees these things happening every day, do you think parents actually understand how serious this thing is?
I would say 50-50. Like parents, when you explain to them what is happening exactly, they maybe can understand and try fix what is happening at school. But you can go to the school and complain about this child bullying your child, but it's just gonna carry on. It's just gonna carry on because we have those kids that are just like, nope, I'm my own person and I'm gonna do what I want. I don't care about what other people have to say. So the bullying will continue. But we get those parents that very protective over their children that will do something to make sure that the bully doesn't do anything to their child. Because a bully can do a lot of things to your child, and it can cause depression just because you are being bullied. And parents can also be very upset about that and stuff like that. But then as a parent, as much as you're also a child, I don't think this, like, if I was a parent, I wouldn't understand this generation. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But the more you grow, the more you will understand it. But right now, this generation is quite confusing. It is something else. It's all about peer pressure, depression, self-harm, stress, and that's what children nowadays just think of, And it was better in the old days where it was all just Brenda Fassie and
Wow. Wow.
yeah.
But I hear you. Like I really do hear you. Like the difference is quite evident. It's very clear that there is a difference with this generation, my generation, and older generations. There really is there is a big difference, like you saying, and it's quite evident that most of the kids nowadays are getting most of their influence from what they see on social media. They get their influence from their favorite superstars. They get their influence from what's trending, your TikToks, your whatever it is, your YouTubes. And so definitely it's a completely different scenario than what some of us grew up under. And so, Enhle, as we are talking about youth development and self development within the same conversation of bullying, what would your advice be to parents whose children are experiencing bullying and they don't quite know how to help their child? I know everyone's situation is different, everyone's story is different, but how would you advise parents to approach the situation, especially knowing that there is such a difference in generations and just how times are now? What kind of approach would you advise us as parents to use?
What the advice I would give parents is that you must check up on your child every day. In the morning, you just need to ask them, are you okay? How are you feeling today? So then at least your child will know that I can actually talk to my parents about this type of situation I have. Because there's those kids that tend to not talk to their parents because they feel like the parents won't understand and parents will just overreact about it. So, sometimes you just need to ask your child, how are you feeling today? Are you okay? Is everything okay at school? Is everything okay everywhere? So I think as a parent, that's what you need to ask your child and check up on them every day. Check up on them every time you get the chance, because you just might not know what your child is going through, because why they don't communicate with you, because they feel like they can't communicate with you. And that's the issue we have these days, of children thinking that they can't communicate with their parents, because children nowadays have boyfriends and they hide. Like, that's something you can actually talk to about your parents and tell them that, Mom, I have a boyfriend now, and his name is this, his name is that. Or when something happened with your friends at school, when your friends are treating you badly, tell your parent that my friend are treating me badly and I don't like this. And then maybe they can try to do something like talking to their parent, your friend's mom or something. That's when, I feel like with parents and the children, they need to understand each other. You need to give your child the opportunity to speak and let them be able to talk to you about how they're feeling and the situation that they are dealing with or that they are going through, because now you don't get children that do that, and you don't get parents that ask their children that, how you feeling? Is everything okay? They just be like, "No, you have to go to school and then you need to come back home." That's it. That's it. Now, if you knew your child, because your child would have been able to communicate with you. And you get those parents that literally beat their children. So now they feel like, if I tell my mom I have a boyfriend, she's just gonna beat me, because what do you know about a boyfriend at such a young age? So yeah, you get those parents as well. And I feel like communication is very important.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I completely agree with you on that one, Angie. Communication is very important. And, like you were saying, that it's important that parents check on their kids. Check on your kids as much as possible. Ask them, are you okay? And I think sometimes, Angie, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I think sometimes it's also important for even I, as a parent, when I'm doing things for my child, towards my child, with my child, it's also important for me to ask, are you actually okay with what I'm doing? Like, are you okay with the decision I'm making for you? Do you actually want to do this? You get what I mean? Because I think sometimes as parents, because we are playing the role of the parents, we assume, look, I know better. I know what's going on. I'm just going to do that. And the child's just going to be okay with that. And I think because we don't check in with them, like you were saying, eventually the children start to feel like, well, it doesn't matter how I feel about this. They don't listen. They don't ask me. My opinion doesn't count for anything. You get what I mean? And so I think I absolutely do agree with you when you say that we do need to communicate more with our kids, help them feel safe as well, to say, look, yes, I might not be happy with what you're saying or what you're doing, but at least let's have the conversation. Am I right?
Yeah.
At least let's open room for us to have the conversation that children, as they're growing, they will feel safe to say, look, no matter what happens, my mom may get upset, my dad may get upset, but I would rather talk to them than anyone else, because they care about me and they love me. You get what I mean? So I man, like, you're dropping wisdom, young lady. You are dropping wisdom, and I'm sure the parents that are joining in today are also getting the same sense that, look, let us take a moment to check in with our kids. So we've spoken to the parents. Let's also talk about, because one thing that I've seen, being a mother myself, right? Often, like, for example, the one time my son was experiencing a bit of bullying in class, and I remember I said, I will talk to your teacher. And he was like, no, don't talk to my teacher, because she will bring it up in front of everybody. And then now everyone's going to know I'm being bullied, or everyone's going to be like, why did you tell on us? So from, like, as a student and as a child, how would you advise perhaps educators, teachers, to handle the bullying situation, to make sure that it does not carry on after the conversation?
So, with bullying, I feel like, yeah, when the parents tell the teacher that so and so is happening, but I feel like you need to first go to the homeroom teacher, the teacher of the class, and tell her that so and so is happening to my child, and then eventually go to the teacher, and then the teacher that was in the class when the bullying was happening, and then actually call her aside and ask them what was happening and why couldn't she do anything about the situation. And then eventually that's when you're going to talk to your boy and also call the bully out. Let them know that what they're doing is actually wrong. Because I also don't like when my mom says, I'm going to talk to the teacher. Trust, I don't like when she says that. But, sometimes you have to, because that's the only way it can be done. And as much as you will feel embarrassed, at least it'll have a change, it'll be better after you've talked about it and let the bully know that actually I don't like what you're doing. I also have my own rights, and I'm also a person. I have feelings, so that's what they need to do. Just call them aside and not really talk about it in front of the whole class, and tell the teacher not to talk about it in front of the whole class. Just make it simple. Just talk about it outside. Then once you're done, just fix the problem, and then you carry on with life. Not just going in and just tell the whole class that my mom said you mustn't bully me.
No, I hear you. I hear you. So I think more than anything, what you're communicating to us, Enhle, is that communicating is the most effective way. And so taking out the time to talk to the teacher, knowing perhaps, how your child is feeling about it and advising from that perspective to say, how can we work this out together? How can we come together, both teachers and parents, to really deal with the issue at hand. I just want to quickly, because we are at the 7:30 mark, I'm just going to quickly acknowledge everyone joining us this evening so that we can allow people to join in the conversation. We are talking about youth development, self-development, and bullying this evening with our wonderful, absolutely lovely guest, Enhle. I see we have Andile joining us. We have Cordelia, our wonderful friend. She's a friend of the Pro Positive family. We have Daliso still. We have Dika Lady. We have Faith. We have Huawei P30 Lite. We have iPhone. We have Isaiah. We have mentorship. I know that is Dr. David Kaluva. We also have Sonwabile still with us, and we really do appreciate all of you being with us this evening. Once again, please do excuse my lighting situation. I am under load shedding, and we are speaking to Enhle still. But before we carry on Enhle, I just also want to read some of the comments that are coming through. I see Sonwabile is saying, well done, Enhle, that was so powerful. It really is powerful. And what she's saying is, so encouraging and so informative actually for us as parents, because we are getting to hear it from your perspective as a child. Then we also got a message from Pro Positive Innovators, that is my co-host Tabisa on the other side, and she's saying communicating with your kids is very important, and check on your kids. That's absolutely correct. It is important that we continue to check on our kids. So regarding youth development, Enhle, and then we're going to get everyone to just let us know what their takeaway from today's conversation is. Regarding youth development, what do you think right now the youth need more than anything?
Please repeat.
Just regarding youth development, because you are about youth development and self-development, what do you think is the biggest thing that our youth need right now?
Okay, I'd say our youth right now needs skills. So, we need to, because like you see nowadays, people don't even want to find their talents. They don't want to, show people their talent, because we got boys that can sing, like that can sing amazing, but like
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you feel embarrassed because what does a boy know about singing? You know, being judged
Yeah.
and all that. And then we have girls that love soccer, but what does a girl know about soccer? That's a boy's
Yeah.
sport. You know,
Yeah.
those people that judge you, and then now you don't want to be yourself, you know. Now all you think of is, no, if I do this, I'm gonna be judged. If I do this, they'll judge me. So now they have that thing in mind of, I am a girl. I need to be playing with Barbies. I can't be playing soccer. What do I know about soccer when I'm a girl? I need to be playing with Barbies. I need to be playing with dolls and stuff like that. Whereas a boy now can't even play with a girl, the Barbie toys, because what do they know about Barbie? Oh, what do they know about Barbie? And then now, that's the thing we're facing right now. Because I feel like as people, you need to showcase your talent, show people that this is what I can do. This is
Yeah.
what I am capable of. But now people don't want to do that because they're scared of being judged. And
Yeah.
you know, people have weaknesses, they have strengths, they have interests, abilities, but they just don't want to use that. They just don't want to use that. Nowadays, we have people that just say, I don't want to work because work is tiring. Like, you know, work is just the most important thing that you need. You need to work to be able to be successful. You need to put effort into what you do to be successful. You won't just randomly wake up one day and just be successful by not doing anything. That's not gonna happen. You need to put effort, you need to try your best. Like, there's a lot of people doing so many things. Like, you get people that start their businesses, and then let's say the business doesn't succeed because they just started. Then they have the thing of, no, my business would never succeed because no one is buying anything, no one doing anything. So then they just be like, no, I'm done. Instead of actually giving it some time for them to see if this is actually gonna work out. Because I just started with my business and already I'm just saying, no one's buying. No one's buying because your business is not known right now. You need to make it known. You need to make it worldwide so you can be successful. And that
Yes,
is a lot
girl.
of work. That is a lot of work. So you can't just sit there and just think it will magically appear to you. No, it won't. You need to put effort. Like, you need to.
Wow. Wow, like the thing is, I feel like you don't really understand what you're saying. But to the people that are listening, like, you're making so much sense, like so much sense, even for me. Like, oh my gosh, this young lady is just dropping such gems, because that is so true. Like, we're living in a world, I think, especially like after COVID, we're really living in a world where we're starting to see that the talents that people never thought would make it are the talents that are actually making more money even than office jobs. Like, we have, whoever thought at any point, like you were talking about, the Brenda Fassie days. Like, who would have thought that being a DJ in those days would make you more millions than having an office job? Yet we've got your DJ, Black Coffee. We've got so many people that are thriving within that space. And so when you talk about allowing your talents to shine, man, like, you don't understand what you're saying, but I know that people on the session are hearing you and they're getting it. We really do need to step out of our own way and allow ourselves to try new things, allow ourselves to be daring, to be fearless, because that's what you are showing us. You are absolutely fearless. You believe what she's saying. You going for it. I mean, you're an entire entrepreneur. So to everybody on this session, if you've been wanting to start something, please, you see Enhle is out here going for it all. She's talking about making it worldwide. So do not limit yourself and limit what you're capable of. And it's absolutely brilliant, Enhle. I feel like you should be telling this to all our kids. so that they can also see the light and be like, yes, I'm also gonna thrive as a DJ, as a soccer player, as a skateboarder. You get what I mean? Because there's so many youth that are really are talented, but because we don't encourage our babies, we don't encourage our young people, they're just sitting on their talents. And this evening, you're telling us to be the encouragement and to be the people that step out. So I quickly just wanna allow a few people, if you do have something that you wanna just contribute to this conversation, if you have a question, if you have a takeaway, I already see hands are going up. If you have a takeaway, please do raise your hand. And let's hear what you have to say. I just want to quickly read a text that we got here, and then I'm gonna call on my co-host Tabisa to just contribute to the conversation. But Huawei P30 Lite is saying, "Well done, Enhle. You are a natural. The whole talent thing, right? You're right on that one. Much love, Auntie Tolo." Oh, thank you so much for that support, Auntie. And she's absolutely on the ball on that one. Talent all the way. We also have our Pro Positive page saying, "Don't be afraid to showcase your talent. You're dropping gems, Enke. You really are. It's absolutely brilliant. I'm so inspired." So Tabisa, quickly, please do unmute your mic, and let us hear what you have to say and contribute to today's conversation.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my host. You are looking very beautiful behind load shedding right there. We see you. We love you. Oh my God. Enhle, you are just dropping gems after gems, but before I just go into that, I just want to say you are so beautiful. And, South Africa is very safe. The future of our country is very safe, knowing that there is young women like yourself who are willing to say, "What, I'm going to be about it. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to be daring," just like our host was saying. So, I felt a little bit of an ease in my heart to say, it's not even about what you are doing only, it's about the ones that are looking and saying, "You know what, I'm going to do it because Enhle did it." So congratulations on your new journey, and just keep flourishing. Enhle, one of the things that we miss as parents or as people is the fact that, obviously, like you said, communication. But communication, one of our guests, Dikeleti, had mentioned about, one of our conversation about allowing certain people to minister to you. We don't understand the impact of bullying, that when somebody ministers something to you and say you are ugly, you are short, you are that sticks with you for some time. And you had mentioned that there's a lot of young people who are thinking suicide, who are thinking all these things now, because there is no space or there is no way where they can talk about their feelings. So what I can say, it's my take personally. I don't even want to post a question. What I can say, it's my take personally, is that I am seeing a young woman who is saying she is going to do it, and no one is going to come and play and come into and play with you here, and that by just doing that, there's another young person who's going to say, I'm not going to let anybody to come into my space and bully me and take what belongs to me. So Enhle, at 14 years old, took her power. You took power and you said, "I am capable, I can be it, and I am that." And the power is not given, you take it. You take power. No one gives it to anybody. You decide to take it. So I just want to say, girl, congratulations, and just keep taking your power and keep thriving. Thank you so much for that. I have been taught, and I'm at school. I'm taking notes. Over to you, my host.
Thank you so much for that, Tabisa. And you're right. You're absolutely right. Like we said in the beginning, we have these conversations so that people can see what is possible. People can see that there is still light in our world and in our country. So indeed, our country is in safe hands. I just want to call on a few people to just share with us what their takeaway is. So I will call on Faith. Faith, are you available to unmute your mic for us and just let us know in a minute or so what's your takeaway from today's conversation?
Hi guys. I hope you guys are
Hi,
good.
how
Hey?
are you? We are good.
I'm good. Yo, Enhle has taken me back to school.
Right?
I'm back to the drawing board at this moment because
Mhm.
she has given a perspective to a lot of things that
Mhm.
society does not allow us to verbalize, to put on a platform.
Mhm.
She has verbalized a reality that society doesn't want to talk about when it comes to bullying, when it comes to
Mhm.
the communication between a child and a parent, and
Mhm.
between what happens between a child and its school.
Mhm.
That's a very broad one. But
Mhm.
on top of that, on top of my learning, I've discovered that as parents, our parents,
Mhm.
they are a broken generation
Mhm.
trying to correct their mistakes with the current generation, which
Sure.
is a generation of uncoverers and deal breakers
Mhm.
and curse breakers. That
Mhm.
is why it becomes difficult for those parents to understand
Sure.
why is it that when I shout, this child just looks at me like, hey, bruh, I'm right here. You don't have to make noise. I'm looking at you. We are on the same level. As my mom knows me as a child, that when you start shouting, I shut down. I don't hear anything. My family knows. I've never shouted at anyone in my life. I've never raised my voice. I'm standard. You can reach the top and come back down. You will still find me here on the floor. So they've come to succumb to that. When you talk to me, no matter how angry you are, you will come on a high note, and I say, Mamel, we're on the same page.
Let's just talk. Yeah.
We're on the same page. I think my mom was a harsh mom raising me, but when I started going to varsity, she realized that this girl ain't got no drama for me. This girl ain't got no time for me. She's not on my caliber. She's not even. Keep calm. As a parent, keep calm. If you go to your child on a high note, let me tell you, the moment you reach the volume of 10, that child does not hear anything
Anymore. Sure.
Their ears are closed. There is nothing. They're even playing a new song in their heads. So I'm trying to urge parents that calm down. Yes, you are angry. Yes, ufufulehile, ukwatile, yonke into. Calm down.
No, we hear you.
You are talking to a person who can tell you more than you know about life. If you can look properly, Ama 2000 will tell you the truth to the point of the T. We are just saying, but these kids, by papa, these kids, they will tell you the truth about yourself without you even seeing it. I respect them. I respect them because they're a generation who has come to open our eyes. They're the generation who came and said, I'm a big woman. Woman, a thick woman. I cannot be bullied because of that. I cannot be looked down on because of that. I am fully figured woman and I love myself. I am a petite woman and I love myself. Yes, I have pimples. It's fine. I love myself. I still love myself. They are that generation. That's why I'm saying they are a generation of deal breakers, which is what Enhle is underrated. This is if we were to give Ama 2000 a chance and watch them blossom, we would be watching the most greatest things ever.
Right.
Enhle is one of them. Look at her.
Yeah.
Did you hear that wisdom? Did you hear that marketing. Ma'am, please sit down. And to Enhle, girl, the world is yours.
Yeah, it really is. It really
The world
is.
is yours. It's at your hands. Do whatever you want to do with it, because at this point, you are the sharpener that that pencil needs. For the story to be written, that pencil needs to be sharpened by you so it can write properly. Do your thing and do it to the fullest. Don't be afraid. Take the
No,
world by
you're
force.
absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Faith. And we hear you. Sure, you've touched on so many things, hey? Like you've really touched on so many things. I was literally, my mind was blown because you also just brought a different perspective to how we handle communication as parents. You know, just when you spoke about, oh, you up here at its head, and your child is just like, just calm down and talk to me and I will hear you. There is truth in that, you know, and so I'm so glad that we had someone like you on this platform to also give that perspective to say, hey, it doesn't always have to be 100. You can bring it down here. And literally, I think a few days ago or a week ago, I watched a reel on Instagram, and this man was saying the biggest mistake that a parent can make is to forget their childhood, to forget they were once a child. And so when you are approaching your child, you forget that I was also at a stage like this. I was also curious. I was also mischievous in my own way. I was also, you know, trying to figure this world out. And so if we can look at our children through our own eyes as where we were when we were that age, we would be handling them a lot more differently. I just want to quickly give Dika Lady an opportunity. Dika Lady, in a minute or two, please, in a minute or two, please give us what your takeaway from today's conversation is, and then we will just give Enhle her opportunity to just leave us with some words that we can go back home with and go into the week with as we go into the weekend.
Thank you, JD. You're putting me under pressure with 2 minutes, but I'll try. So firstly, I'd like to congratulate Enhle on being crowned, is it Equity South Africa? Congratulations, you're doing great and keep at it. Keep going, girl. I mean, that entrepreneurial spirit, it means, you know, you won't depend on anybody, you know, for finances or anything. That's a good path that you're on, and only great things can come from that. And, you know, the topic that you were talking about, just bullying and youth development, I'd just like to start on bullying itself. Bullying is an important topic that is not discussed enough. And when you look at social media, bullying is actually celebrated. You know, when someone says something nasty to somebody, and then there's screenshots, it's just shared everywhere. It is just a point of conversation where that person is applauded for saying nasty things. Whereas bullying is a sickness. Bullying is a cry for help. A bully is somebody that is feeling inferior, that feels like I don't have power in this space, so therefore I will bully somebody that I think they're less than me, or that is an easy target, in order to make myself feel powerful. But in actual fact, that person is crying out for help. And when you look at, you know, the victims of bullying, they go through like so much. You know, you can either go through a low self-esteem phase, or you can even, you know, it can even lead you to commit suicide. That's just how bad bullying is, or the effects of bullying, you know. And it is very important that we focus on these things so that people, you know, can have good mental health. And if bullying is not dealt with at a young age, you carry it to adulthood. And if you carry it to adulthood, how are you then going to teach kids that this is wrong? Because you've been celebrating this thing this whole time. And like you were saying earlier, that, you know, communication is very important. Open communication between a parent and a child, it is very important. And it should not just be open, but it should also be respectful and honest. Like you were saying, don't speak to me on a high note, you know, because you're high, because then that also screams bullying, because parents can also be bully to kids, realizing that they're actually bullying their kids. So it's very important to also educate parents or adults on the effects of bullying and what bullying looks like. And, you know, when you then go to schools, you know, and communicate such things and teach peace, because peace can be taught, same as respect can be taught. And then it becomes easier, you know, for people to navigate around these things. And bullies should be called out, because let me tell you, a bully does not want to be called out, because when you call them out, you're actually taking away their power. Because that's what they feed on. They feed on the fear. When you fear them, then they feed on that. But when you take away the fear and you create fear in them, then now they have no power, but now they have to deal with the problem that they are facing. And how do you then talk to a child, you know, about bullying when the parent does not even understand that they're bullying their child? Because you find parents where you call them, you know, especially in the school environment, they call them to say your kid is bullying this one. And instead they give their kids a high five to say, well done, you know, on standing up for yourself. There's a difference between standing up for yourself and hurting someone else in the process, you know. So when these issues are tackled in a school environment, the bully and the person that is being bullied should be called in together. You know, say this is the effects that you're doing. The child should not be victimized in that process of tackling the problem. You know, if it means the child should be suspended or, you know, should be taken to a mental health institute, let it be so, because this person is going to go out there and break other people. Whereas we need kids that are strong, because how do you develop, you know, kids that are strong and that they are mentally stable? It is by empowering them and allowing them to grow and find themselves and discover who they are and the talents that they have, like you were saying, Enhle. It is very important to develop kids in their space and allow them to be kids, because when you don't allow kids to be kids and explore and find their talents, then how are they going to navigate this world? How are they going to know what is right and what is wrong? Because we're just having things on them, you know. And social media as well, it should be something that should also be looked at to say, you know, you call out bullying when it happens, at the time that it happens. Look at this essay semi-final finalist, the top 12, that girl that had to pull out. It's all because of social media bullying, and they're saying yes, she was bullying somebody, but now you are bullying because she bullied, but you're complaining about that very same thing to say this is wrong, whereas that was a learning opportunity. Because you know, in wrongdoing there is an opportunity to learn, in weakness there is an opportunity to learn. So I think I'll just cut it there before I take more than the allowed time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dikeledi, once again for your contribution to this conversation. And you are absolutely correct. Even in a situation as negative as bullying, there is still an opportunity to learn. And there's an opportunity for redemption. And there's an opportunity to heal and to heal others. And so you're absolutely right on that one. And so, Enhle, we have literally 2 minutes left to our hour. Enhle, please, what do you want us to walk away with from this conversation?
What I would like y'all to walk away with is confidence, pride, confidence, pride, as well as what's the word? What's the word? I'm getting there though. Passion.
And passion.
Yeah, I'm saying you need to walk out here with confidence, so you let people know that you are here for a reason. You are here to do what you have to do, not to listen to what other people have to say about you or all the negative energy they have to give you. No. And I also say you need to walk away with passion, because when you do something, you need to be passionate about what you're doing. You need to have passion towards what you are doing, you know? And lastly, I say pride. I say pride as well, because, you know, you need to have pride, because you are here for a reason. God put you here for a reason, you know? And now, if you are not going to be confident, if you are not going to have pride or have passion, then what are you here for? What are you here for exactly? You need to make an impact in this world. You need to try change this world and let people know that it is possible. It is possible. Because trust, when I entered Miss Teen World South Africa, I was already telling myself that, okay, it's over there. It's literally 137 people here. How will they notice me? Like, what do I have that no one else has? So I knew, like, I had that thing in me that kept telling me that, now you're not going to make it, you're not going to make it, you're not going to make it. But I still tried pushing. I tried doing my best. And look where I'm at today. I am Miss Eco Team.
Absolutely amazing. Yes, girl. Yes, girl.
Yeah. So, I think, and one thing that I'll also leave you with is find your talent. Do what you love. And yeah, be yourself. Because you're not going to be yourself and you're not going to do what you love and you're still listening to what other people have to say and all the negative comments people have to say, because we have social media. Social media has a lot of hateful things. Like, people just don't want to see you succeed. They don't want to see you succeed. People can be so jealous. They can be so jealous. They can be so disrespectful to you. And, you just need to tell yourself that, you know what? I'm not here for you. I'm not here for you. I'm here for myself. I am here for my future. I am here to please myself and let people know that I am here and I will do it and I will achieve that,
I will make a difference. Absolutely amazing. Oh, wow. Well done, Enhle. Well done. We are so proud of you, man. We are so proud. Like, as Tavisa said, our world is in safe hands if we've got people like you, out here pushing, putting in the effort, knowing that hard work pays, and you're evidence of that. And so we really are proud of you. We wish you the absolute best, and I will encourage everybody, please do check out Enhle on her socials, follow her. Let's show her some love. Let's support her in all her efforts as much as we can, because she is the future. Our babies are the future of this country and this world, and so we need to be there supporting them every chance that we get. Thank you, everybody, for being with us this evening. We appreciate you. We appreciate you setting out the time to be part of today's conversation. Please do be reminded, these conversations are now on YouTube. They're available for you to catch up on and to share with others. And do follow us as well on our socials. And we wish you a wonderful evening. Thank you so much once again, Enhle. You are absolutely amazing. Please do say thank you to your mom for us as well. We love her for having you. We love her for having you and giving her to us, even for this time that we had you this evening. Please do keep shining. And yeah, go represent, go represent, go represent. Thank you, everybody. May God bless you. May God keep you, and may He continually be, His eyes continually be on you all the days of your life. Good night, everybody, and God bless.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you for joining.
Don't forget to subscribe.